What am I doing?
You're reading this script and talking about this commander
Why aren't
deck.
you talking about this? I don't play Commander.
You're the LGS's star salesperson. Of course you're gonna be the face of our content.
Okay. I'll start reading, I guess. Hello, viewers. Today on our YouTube channel, we built a Lord of the Nazgûl Commander deck.
Nazgûl.
What?
Nazgûl.
I'm not saying that. We built a Lord of the Nazgûl Commander deck, and it has a special theme you want to stay around for.
Point at the camera. Give me more life.
Why?
Because you have to draw the audience in.
It has a special Relentless theme you want to stay around for. I'm going to talk about the commander now. Do I need to hold the card up? Is the card going over here?
No, our cameras won't catch that. I'm gonna throw the card up in the edit, so you just read the script.
Okay, Lord of the Nazgûl is a 5-mana commander who is a 4/3 flying noble, which is another way to describe me.
Oh my god, you said it. Keep going, keep going.
Lord of the Nazgûl has a cast trigger that creates a 3/3 Wraith of Menace whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, much like everyone's favorite reprinted card, Talrand. I don't think that's true. I thought everyone hated this card. Then if you have 9 or more ring wraiths, they all become 9/9s. Oh, I get it. It's like the 9 dudes in that movie. That's kind of cool.
Oh my god, you are so boring. This commander deck is all about making as many wraiths as possible. How are we doing that? We're gonna clone Lord of the Nazgûl so each spell can make 2 or more wraiths. We're playing a ton of ring wraiths from the Rings movies and a special combo to make this deck Relentless. Wow, that's exhausting? You get back in this chair.
Because Lord of the Nazgûl creates wraith tokens on each instant or sorcery spell, we are able to leverage the wraiths as a resource and pay for sacrifice costs easily. This means cards like Vampiric Rites, Plumb the Forbidden, or Bankrupt in Blood are easy sources of card draw to stay ahead. You can also use these wraith tokens as a way to control the board of cards like Innocent Blood, since you can create more wraiths to stay ahead. If you want to lean further into this theme, you can play cards like Grave Pact or Edict effects, but this list doesn't play them, so the table can have plays too. That doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you make the deck better if you can?
We're not having that conversation right now. You're not on the community advisory group, so just stick to the script.
Because we are making so many creature tokens, we are also leveraging payoffs like Mirkwood Bats and Nadir's Nightblade to cause life loss across the table, and Perplexing Test to return all non-token creatures to their owner's hands. As mentioned earlier, this deck wants to relentlessly create wraiths. So we have ways to clone Lord of the Nazgûl, so the skies can be littered with wraith nobles. This includes cards like Helm of the Host to create another Lord on each combat, Irenicus' Vile Duplication to create a non-legendary clone copy, and also Sakashima's. This deck also plays Pirated Copy, which is a very unique way to synergize with the 9 Nazgûl cards we are playing in this deck, allowing each Nazgûl to draw a card on damage as long as they are copied by Pirated Copy.
You're butchering the pronunciation. Can I talk about this next section?
Go for it, kid.
So, because we are playing Lord of the Nazgûl, the Witch King of Angmar, of course we need to play all 9 Nazgûl in this deck. The Nazgûl play an important role in this deck because on each enter the battlefield, they tempt, which adds a +1/+1 counter on each wraith we control, making them 3-mana board pumps that quickly get out of control.
Hey, the kid's pretty good at this.
Yeah, this is very surprising. We also have Witch King, Bringer of Ruin, as a strong attacker that can force our opponents to sacrifice their creatures from each swing. The deck also plays the Dark Lord Sauron, the Necromancer, as a way to get even more wraith copies from the graveyard in the event one of the Nazgûl fall in battle. In a similar vein, Arami of the Dead Tide gives our Nazgûl Encore to allow us to create 3 copies from each fallen Black Rider. But here comes the best part of the whole deck. Because this deck is Relentless Wraiths, I added a way to make it truly relentless by adding a Thrumming Stone. But how do you get Thrumming Stone to work in a commander deck? Well, we're not rippling blindly here. The goal of this deck is to put our Nazgûls into the graveyard through cards like Buried Alive, then play cards like Echoing Return to put them back into our hand. And lastly, use Scroll Rack to stack the top of the deck to allow us to chain multiple Nazgûls each cast. Combined with cloning the Lord of the Nazgûl and creating clone copies of the Nazgûl from the graveyard, this deck is truly designed to make you feel like the riders are chasing down your opponents in the Old Forest, or ambushing your opponents in the Weathertop.
You're nerding out, kid.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, deck's cool. Play it or don't. Not really my concern. If you like this deck tech, you should watch this deck tech on how we made a deck for Gavin Verhey on Shuff Up and Play. Wait, we've never done this.
Just read the script. Trust me.
Okay. Watch that video. I think we forgot to plug the store.
I'll fix that in post.